Okay, so in this video, we're going to cover the menu items. In the menu items, you're primarily going to use the Add New link or the Add New button, or you're just going to edit existing items on your menu. You don't have to worry about location, dish type, meal type. Meal type is just a category. You'll see on here that you have smoothies, and you also have juices and maybe drinks. There's breakfast. Those are the different meal types. This is important only if you're going to use this category to display all these on a page, and I'll show you how that works. So for now, let me just quickly review how this works. Let's go to the actual menu page so you can see what we're looking at here. So these are the items that we're going to edit or create. So the first one is breakfast brioche. So if we look at how many items we currently have, there's 47 items in there, and there's 3 pages. So if you can't find it, what you want to do is you just want to type in your search engine here and search for your items. So here we have the breakfast brioche bun. We click on that. It's basically this first item here, and this is similar to the pages. You always want to have a title. That's what's going to show up at the top of this page, and you can add a subheading if you want. It's not required, but here's where the description shows up. So you just type this in to explain what the menu item is, and that will show up right here on the front. Further down the page, before I continue, it's currently set as text editor, but you can switch it over to visual editor, and you can just edit the content. So you can have the full editor here as opposed to just the text editor. So it's whatever preference you have. You can use either or to type in your content. Currently, you don't have any prices set, so you can ignore this section. But if you did want to set a price, you can type it in the price section, or if you have additional information you want to add, you can add it here as well. For example, add chicken for, in this case, $2, but you could type in £2. If you type in pounds, then that will display on the front end. You don't have to worry about this section. If you do want to add nutritional information, you can just type that in. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then in this section, you can add ingredients. In this particular case, the description that I typed and the ingredients are pretty much the same. So that's, let me show you where that shows up. If you look at the item on the menu, you have the title there, and then you have the description. If you click one time, it brings up a little box here, and then you have the ingredients displayed in a separate section. So this is if you have, let's say you have a dish called cottage pie, then you can add the ingredients separately, or even if you just have a cake, you can have the ingredients listed separately for anybody that has allergies or anything else. The rest of the page you can ignore. You don't have to worry about that there. Same as before, you have a publish box here. Here I've created these meal types. Breakfast, brunch, drinks, which means you can categorize these however way you like. You don't have to use them, but I do recommend you categorize the menu items because it'll make them easier to display later on if you create some new custom pages. You can ignore the dish type, the location, and the post attribute. The share, you can ignore this. These won't show up on the item itself because it's a pop-up window, and the share items share icons only show up on an actual poster page. Now this section here, the featured image, this is important if you want to display a picture of what the food looks like. So let's say we click on that, and let's say I pick this one right here. Obviously this is not related to the current item on the menu, but let's say I select this picture and I update the brioche bun. And if I go back to the menu, let me refresh the page. So now if I click on the item, you get a picture of what the food looks like, a description, the meal type, and the ingredients are there. So this is a good feature only if you actually want to upload pictures of the food and display them on the website. If you don't want to use the picture, you can just click on remove, and that'll take it away, and you can update the menu item, and that will remove it also from the front end. So when you click it again, all you get now is just the description of the ingredients. Okay, so that's the general explanation on how this works. One item to also remember is that when you create these items, you get an ID, and that's listed up here. I'm not sure if it lists the ID anywhere else. Oh yeah, it does here. So if you hover over an item, you'll notice that the ID is also displayed here. It's a very light gray, but that's where the ID of that particular menu item is. So let me explain why this is important now. So if you know the ID, let's say it's 13348, let's copy that. And we're going to go back to our pages now. All pages. And what I'm going to do is edit my example page. So in my example page, I'm going to edit this text block here. And what I want to do now is add that menu item to this little section here. And the way you do that is by using this icon, Add Food Press Menu. Now you have also these other two menus icons here. This one you pretty much you probably won't be using. This generates a revolution slider, but this is something that's not set up for you to actually use on within the page in little block elements. And the Bantam shortcodes, if you click on the drop down, you can use this one for to create buttons, highlights, or anything you want to use. That's what this is for. I would say if you want to try this out, just experiment with it and see how it works for you. If you have any further questions on how to use that, you can just contact me and I'll give some more details on how to use it. But to add that menu item that we just created or edited, the brioche bun, you click on this right here, the Add Food Press Menu, and that brings up this pop-up. You don't have to worry about the reservation menu form because we're using a custom form for that, so you can ignore this one. And I'll look at this one in a minute, but single menu item, when you click on that, it allows you to show text only, information under an image. Oh, sorry, information over an image. So you have different ways to display that information, but for now we're just going to select text only, and here you need to enter in the item ID, and this is one of the reasons why I saved it. So this is the ID for the brioche bun. We have text only, and then all you need to do is click on the button here, and now it's added this bit of code here. Now this code will auto-generate the menu item for you on the element here. So let's go ahead and hit Save Element, and then click on Update. And now that we've updated that, let's preview the changes we've made. and you can't see it, but it's right here. Let me disable this color on that page. Let's close that out. Let's go back to column, and let's just remove this background color so it's blank. Save that, update, and now if we refresh this, there you go, there's the breakfast item, and if you click it, it brings up the pop-up window as well. So that's how you add an item to a page, a menu item to a page. In case you want to add a whole meal type category, for example, if you want to add all the breakfast items, then what we do, let's go back to edit this. I'm going to go ahead and remove that code, and what we're going to do is we're going to click the button again, and this time we want to click on add a menu. You have the option to configure the menu however way you want. We'll just leave it on the default settings. Let's scroll down here, and most of these you can leave at the default, so you don't have to do any editing there. What's important is this section at the bottom. Select the menu type, and if we click on the drop down, let me scroll down a little bit, click on the drop down, you get categorized menu or specific type. We're going to go ahead and select categorized menu, and now that you've selected that, you have more options available here. We're going to leave the defaults the way they are, and all we need to do is select the meal type. I know it's a lot of clicking, but this is only if you want to display all these settings here. And now that we've selected meal type, the next thing we want to do, sorry, not meal, is it meal type? Yes, meal type. It looks like I've, let's see, meal type. Yeah, it is meal type. And what are the values? Breakfast. Oh, I see. So the values are, let's display breakfast. As you can see, breakfast is number 16. All right, let's try that. Let's try 16, and let's go ahead and click that. Let's save that, and let's publish. And let's have a quick look here and see what happens. That did not update. Let's see what happened. Cancel. Update. Preview. There you go. All of the breakfast items are now listed here. So again, if you want to edit these items, you go back to the meal, the menu items. You look for the items you want to edit, you click it, and you just edit the item itself. And that'll display on the front end. What I've done, if we go to the pages, the menu here, this is the actual menu that shows up here, this menu page. And if we click on that, if you want to make edits to this, you can edit the existing content. So to edit the existing content, if you don't know where they are, just click on the little edit buttons and it'll display what's in there. So this code here is basically this icon here. So that's that icon there. You can click cancel on that because we're not going to edit that. Next, you have a text divider. If you click on the text divider, this text divider is the title of that section. So breakfast, there it is, breakfast. And you actually have a subtitle here, which is weekends only until 12 p.m. And if you look here, that's this section here. So you don't have to do anything with this text divider, but you can see what that is now. That's also located right here, text divider. But Usually the bottom text editor or text block is where I've added all the content. In this case, I've added all the items individually onto the section. So that's the brioche bun, which is the first item, and then eggs on toast is the next item. If you want to just edit the content here, there's no need to edit this page, but I just wanted to show you where those items were. You can then just go straight to the menu items and just edit the menu items directly from this section here. So that's pretty much how that works. And hopefully, if you need to review this video or any particular section, just rewind and review. If you have any further questions, just reach out to me and I'll try and answer them as best I can. Okay, the last video I'm gonna go over is the blog post here. All right.